Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I hope you are having a good week. First off, hope you have a wonderful Wednesday as you gear up for the weekend. Today, on day number 3, as we talk about the life of Peter and what we can learn from the life of Peter, I think topic number 3, the power of forgiveness, how we look at Jesus' sacrifice on that cross and we understand that is forgiveness. That's the ultimate sign of forgiveness. Even as I've said before, he said, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do, as he's talking about the ones who crucify him. And you can imagine, as Peter had denied Christ 3 times that we spoke about yesterday, he's thinking that that's it. My Savior's being crucified. I've denied him. He's living in shame. I'm sure Peter is somewhere just weeping and crying out to God. Maybe for forgiveness, maybe, God, why is this happening to the one whom is Christ? But we see what Jesus does as he comes to Peter after he is risen. And he says, do you love me 3 times? And Peter says, Lord, you know I love you. And we spoke about it where we said, Jesus said, I'm going to build my church on you. You're the rock. But let's look at Luke 26. Now, I'd like for you to, on your own, read Luke 24, verses 36 through 49. I'll get it out. But it's where Jesus appears to the disciples and he basically sits down with them and he has a meal and he speaks to them about why things happen the way they happen. And I think in that moment, Peter's probably sitting there after the Lord has appeared to him and said that I love you over and over again. I forgive you, Peter. I'm sure there was an embracing moment where Jesus just wrapped his arms around Peter. What a beautiful picture of us as we've fallen short. What can we learn from the life of Peter? That as we go through our journey, we're going to fall, we're going to fail, we're going to deny, we're going to turn our backs and run. But the beautiful thing is as we turn around, our Savior Jesus is there ready to just wrap us up in his arms. And I've felt that presence before in my life so many times. Through dark times, through trials, tribulations, storms, I've felt the arms of Jesus wrap around me. And if you felt that, you understand where I'm coming from. If you're a new believer or not a believer at all listening to this, you're thinking, that sounds a little strange. But once you experience Christ, you understand what I mean. I wrote this down. Peter experienced forgiveness from Jesus even after his denial. He in return learned forgiveness. His life modeled the forgiveness that Jesus showed. And I think that through the life of Peter, ultimately through the life of Christ, we have to model our lives through that forgiveness. Forgiveness is a topic that is touched on many times. And for some of us, it's hard. You listening to this right now have maybe been through something that I can't even imagine. Something catastrophic, someone hurt you badly, whatever it may be. Forgiveness. That's where you go to the Lord and say, Father, help me forgive because I can't do this on my own will. But just like Peter, just like Jesus forgave Peter even after denial, Peter understood what it meant to forgive. And he preached that until the day of his death. So today I encourage you to read Luke chapter 24, verse 36 through 49. But understand what it means to forgive, like Jesus forgives. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Have a blessed day.